Some people who say that AI could make us less creative, less intelligent, and stop thinking for ourselves. And I don't fully agree with that. I think instead that AI can amplify our creativity and improve our intelligence. I believe it happened long ago. I am going to take you back to Scandinavian history and talk about the connection to our intuition and our ability to be very creative and independent thinkers. And also, the most important thing is that our intuition is something you can strengthen again. It's something you can connect with again. So, I believe intuition is the connection to our higher intelligence and inner knowing and our understanding without needing external validation. And if we look back at early Scandinavian culture, intuition wasn't just accepted, it was essential. Before Christianity, Scandinavia didn't have a religion or a dogma that told people what was right and what was wrong. There was no single authority defining truth. Instead, people lived in a worldview defined by nature, experience, and personal insight. They could listen to the elders for guidance, but your inner voice was the final authority. And intuition was strengthened through spiritual practices, silence, time in nature, and living in rhythm with the seasons. And this was a culture that inner knowledge had a place. Then come the Christian priests and monks to Scandinavia. At first, they used soft persuasion, a soft kind of marketing to the northern people, so they could buy their worldview and their ideas. Buy the idea that their life would be much better, more successful, more resourceful, and more happy if they believed in a Christian God. You can also imagine that the northern people weren't that easy to persuade, that they would leave their inner knowledge, give their power away to an external authority. So over time, the church became more forceful, more authoritarian, and more controlling. And suddenly, following your own intuition could be very dangerous. People who relied on their inner voice and their herbal knowledge, their spiritual practices, or their folklore could be accused of witchcraft, paganism, or devil worship. And in some periods, it could cost your life. Fear and horror became a tool of control, and I think fear and horror could be a tool to absolutely silence your intuition. So I think this was a beginning of a cultural shift from having your inner authority listen to your own voice right here to something external, something outside you. Then I think new kind of influences came after the church, like newspapers, radio, television, the internet. Each of these steps brought more information from the outside world and slowly replaced the need to listen inward. I will not say that these things are bad, it's just that they changed the relationship to ourselves. We became conditioned to trust experts, institutions, systems, strangers, the science, more than our own lived experiences. So, my conclusion is that many people do not lack creativity because of AI. And you can see this clearly today. For example, in Sweden's new recruitment policy, hiring managers are explicitly told not to rely on intuition or personal judgments. They must follow automated data-driven systems and standardized processes. So this is a perfect example how intuition today is treated as unreliable, unprofessional, or even inappropriate in our modern society. So AI is our latest thing we hand our thinking over to. If someone have lost their connection to their intuition, of course they will let AI think for them. If someone still has a strong connection to their inner voice, AI becomes just a tool, a companion. It's not a replacement. Our Scandinavian ancestors lived in a culture where intuition was very accepted. It was their strength and it was encouraged. And today we are living in a culture that intuition often is dismissed. So perhaps the real challenge of the AI technology right now might not be the technology itself, but whether we can reconnect with our inner self. And today our intuition isn't suppressed by kings or priests, it's something else. It's so buried under distractions, consume information constantly, and as soon as we are bored in life, we want to entertain ourselves. I'm a hard believer that our intuition can survive in this noise. It needs silence and slowness. It needs a huge of space, and we haven't a lot of this space and silence in this modern world anymore if we're not going to nature. That is why I really believe that creative people really benefits from slowing down, really going to their quiet moments, their quiet space, and long breaks from productivity. I've been talking a lot right now. It's a huge topic, but it's an interesting one. But I think it's an important topic. So this was my opinion. In another video, I'm going to share my thoughts about AI and creativity, and many people are talking right now AI is stealing from artists. I'm going to create another video about it.